Ahead of Her Majesty the Queen's state funeral, a new photograph has been released. The photo was taken to mark Her Majesty's Platinum Jubilee, the first British monarch to reach this milestone. In the photo, you can see she's wearing Art Deco aquamarine brooches that were gifted to her on her 18th birthday by her parents.
Joining us live now is the former royal butler, Grant Harrold. Grant, hello again. Look at that. That's a beautiful photo, isn't it?
Really nice photo, and look how happy she looks. You know, just ahead of a Jubilee, or just between, obviously, the actual date and the actual celebrations we had in June. Seeing that picture, I thought, isn't it strange to think only a few months later she'd be gone?
Well, if we bring it up again, I mean, if this was released for the Platinum Jubilee, she has lost a bit of weight. Is that fair to say? Because I mean, there's that famous image of her taken from Balmoral. That's the last photo, and she looks quite frail there. But here she looks a bit fuller in the face.
I mean, I agree. I mean, when I saw her at Balmoral, I was shocked at how frail. I was actually worried when I saw the picture, because when I saw the picture, I thought, well, she just looks so frail, you know. And of course, you think, well, how's that? What's happened? You know, because you do kind of panic. And then I thought maybe it's just, you know, maybe it's just as you get older, maybe you just go frail. But she just seemed to go, I don't know. I just noticed a change, as I'm sure a lot of people did, between Prince Philip's death and now. She just seems
broken heart.
Yes,
She really held on though.
She did, yeah.
I was hoping we'd get a photo of the line of succession, because the last time we got a photo was years ago, but then there was that video where they made the pudding with George, and I was really hoping for the Platinum Jubilee there'd be clear line of succession photo, Charles, William, George.
That's right. Do you remember in the balcony you had them all come out that very last time, and that's quite significant, I think. Again, it's almost like, I don't want to say it's been planned, but all those little things, and it's as if she'd planned all that, you know, announcing that the Queen concert would be, Camilla would be the Queen concert, the fact of the last opportunity in the balcony, all these little things, it's almost as if it was all like a plan.
Yeah, it was.
It's amazing that was only a few months ago. Are you almost expecting her to emerge again?
Yes. I mean, as I've said to you, I keep looking over there and keep thinking any second now she's just going to appear and go, oh, it's a joke, you know, because of her nature, because she used to enjoy having a bit of a laugh, and it just seems so strange that she's now gone.
Fascinated to hear about your history working for the royal family. In particular, how do you actually qualify to be a butler?
You've got to be a very good letter writer. That's what I say.
Letter writer?
Yeah. I wrote quite a few letters.
How do you write a good letter there? What's your approach?
Begging letters, what you call them. Put your picture in. I mean, I did a few letters when I was a teenager, and then I heard that there was a position going at Clarence House, which is near here, with the Prince of Wales he was then, and I applied, and then I think it was 6 months of interviews, and then
6 months.
Oh, 6 months, and my last interview, the last interview was with the King, as he now is, and the cheeky part was I didn't want to wait any longer, so I actually phoned Clarence House and I said, well, will His Royal Highness see me? And if not, that's fine, but I need to look for something else. And then I got a phone call back within, I think it was about an hour, saying that he would meet with me.
Wow. We just got a fresh statement from former Prince of Wales, now the King Charles. In it, he expresses tremendous gratitude for the outpouring of love that he's seen, and he's clearly taken by it, isn't he?
Yeah.
I mean, the royal family, as even William yesterday seemed quite surprised at the sheer volume of people who've come out. How do you think he has handled the last 2 weeks?
I mean, amazingly, and in fairness to them, I can see whether, I think, because obviously it's a worry, because, you know, monarchy is changing. The Queen was loved by millions. I don't know if it would be wrong to say billions around the world, seem to be kind of sharing the loss with the royal family. I think maybe they thought when she'd passed, maybe people wouldn't be that bothered, possibly, but it's been the opposite, if anything. And I think people even that have had reservations about when he became king are all saying, hasn't he done an amazing job so far?
And we've just got some breaking news here now, folks. So the queue has now closed, so no more people. There you go. Please do not attempt to join the queue. So that's just breaking now. What do you think of that? I mean, that just forms part of the story, the sheer volume of people. Like King George VI there was about 400,000 people who saw him lie in state. That was spread out over 4 days. I think it's fair to say that that's going to be broken this time around.
I think so. I think the Queen Mother, I believe, was at 200,000-300,000.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
Wow.
So I think this is going to this will. There's no question. But I'm not really surprised, because I think all these people wanted an opportunity to say goodbye, and I have heard comments from people saying that they never met her in life, and it was a way of saying thank you, and they didn't mind queuing 20, 22, 24 hours.
One thing that's really struck me with this is, and I haven't heard anyone describe it like a pilgrimage, but it really is. It's the same thing as the Christians hiking across Spain and are going to Mecca or Wall of Jerusalem, where it's not just about that moment at the end, it's about the collective going through it together. And I think that's become such an important point of this mourning period, especially that it started in Edinburgh, which was not always going to be part of the plan.
No, Operation Unicorn, which was apparently only was a few years ago that this was all put together. But see, do you know what I said about planning things? It's almost as if, because apparently she planned this out as well, if she died in Scotland. And I think maybe she knew her time was coming and knew that's what was going to happen. I think it's lovely if you could plan this, and if she has planned this, she couldn't have done a better job.
Well, look, right to the end, you know, she's going to be buried, as we've reported, with Philip, who you just mentioned there. She lost a big piece of her that day, the day that Philip died, and then she's back with her mum and dad.
They were, can I say, Mr. and Mrs. Windsor, I think, as they were known up in Craig, up at the castle, Balmoral Castle. There's a cottage where they used to spend time, and the nickname was Mr. and Mrs. Windsor, where they did their own thing. And they adored each other, and it's, in a weird way, I find it comforting to think they're going to be reunited, and with her family that she adored, her sister and her parents.
Well, I mean, that's part of her religion, isn't it? She knows she's going to see her family again.
Totally, 100%, no question on that. That's exactly the kind of lady she was. And what's really important is she's basically finished business right up to the very last minute of appointing a Prime Minister for her son now to take over as King with the Prime Minister that she picked, that she put into office.
Grant, appreciate that. Thank you so much for joining us here live and sharing your stories with us.
Thank you for having me on.